welcome to another 31 Days of Horror 2016 video. Toronto After Dark edition, yes. This time we are talking about the first film of Japanese Night with Takashi Miike's As the Gods Will. Or, as was, original title, Kami-sama no Yutori. Which is essentially, I'm almost thinking that it is kind of like his take on like the Hunger Games, except without the political aspects, throwing kids in to fight each other. This is sort of the gods have put a bunch of high school students to play these games of death, essentially. It's a very, very interesting little film. I would say it's part horror, a little bit of sci-fi going on, part comedy, and all around it's very Miike. It is very bizarre and crazy, and yeah, essentially it's got some flashbacks going on. It's got a few main characters that are through the film. It follows the character of Shun, and eventually you get introduced to what ends up being sort of like I wouldn't call it his arch nemesis, but where Shun seems to be a good person. We have Amaya, who is kind of like a sociopath. This kid has no problems killing people and such, anything to win. And so it's odd because it starts off with Shun's kind of, he wishes that, he didn't have an ordinary life. It's too boring and such. Next thing you know, he's in his classroom with what was it, Daruda, something like that. I don't know. It's a head. You see it in the trailers and such. Playing a game of essentially what is like red light, green light, where he turns around and if you're moving, he makes your head explode into red marbles. And then it proceeds. If you win that game, you proceed on to the next one, which was a big game of cat and mouse, literally. And then after that, it was, I don't know, there's several games type thing that to play, and all of them are deadly. So if you don't, if you aren't the winner of the game, you are essentially, it's either because you're already dead or you will be killed at the finale. And so it's a progression of all these bizarre and crazy game after game after game, all based around certain things. I didn't know if they had any like cultural significance. I knew the last one is Russian. I believe the nesting dolls. But I don't know. I don't know enough about Japanese culture, though I really should know more to know if these things broken down have meaning behind them, or if it just happened to be, they looked cool and thought they would make for great and weird things in the movie. Either is possible, right? Like there could be some greater meaning or no meaning whatsoever. You never know with a Miike movie. There is plenty of blood and guts, as you might expect. And like he's been doing more often, we're getting a lot of CG. Now, I think the first, the head thing, that was great. I think it was a combination of CG and physical props, which was fantastic. But then it's kind of cheesy after that fact. And there's different styles and such as well, which was odd. All part of it, I guess. And so, yeah, you get all these kids who are playing these games, competing against one another, trying to survive. And meanwhile, it's weird because it seems to essentially been taking place at all of these schools. I'm guessing, high school, middle schools, and all that kind of stuff around the world. It's not just localized to this one particular area or school, but in Japan, but essentially everywhere in the world. So what I did find a little odd was this one's obviously one of the ones in Japan, but kids from other schools ended up in the same cube, game controller cube, whatever. But they didn't have kids from other countries or, maybe not even far away. So that was odd. I don't know if there was a reason for that. Outside of, we're casting Japanese people. It'll be a Japanese movie. We're not going to, make some international thing out of it. But apparently it's based off of a manga. So I don't know. I don't know anything about the manga. And I don't know if the manga goes into more detail into explaining things or not. But it's yeah. I think it's something that I'd kind of want to track down just to give it a look and see what's going on. And see how the film differed at all. Because there's probably some stuff in the manga. Well, maybe not. I don't know. It depends on if it's a series of manga or just a single edition manga. I don't know. I'd have to look that up as well. So, yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. I mean, if you're into Miike, if you're a Miike fan, you're gonna watch it no matter what, right? I enjoyed the first segment with the Daruda, the head exploding red light, green light game. But after that, I wasn't really feeling the movie. I didn't necessarily find it really funny, though. I mean, the theater got some, some laughs here and there. Some people thought it was hysterically hilarious. I did not. Some of the games were kind of meh, ho-hum, but I still enjoyed it enough, and I'd probably watch it again simply because it is so bizarre. And like I said, I'd like to get more information and know more about what is going on and all that kind of stuff. Especially before I go into it a second time, just to see if I get any more, a different feel from it than just watching this bunch of absolutely bizarre craziness going, on screen type thing. Would I recommend people watch it? Well, if you're into those crazy, wacky Japanese films, you'll love As the Gods Will. If you're a Miike fan, you'll watch it, because he does all sorts of stuff. I mean, he probably was doing 10 movies this year. I don't know. I can't keep track of how many projects that he's involved with. But for regular people, I don't know that this really works. It's in Japanese, so it has subtitles. If you're not into subtitles, this is going to be hard. If you're not into Asian film in general, you may miss out and not quite understand certain aspects of what's going on in the film, even more so than, for me. For me, I'm looking at more of the symbolism that's going on, but you may not understand the interactions and the reasons why some of the jokes are jokes, and why some of the stuff that's happening in the film is happening the way it does. Cultural differences and all. So it may be a little bit harder for you if you haven't seen enough or know enough about Japanese culture to pick up on some of those things. That being said, if you watch the trailer, honestly, I would watch I wouldn't watch the entire trailer. You don't really need to. If you watch a bit of it and go, "What the hell is that? I want to see that," stop it there, and then go watch the movie. Okay, you don't need to see anything else in the trailer. Just as soon as you get that, "Oh my God, what is this? I have to see this movie," stop the trailer and then track it down. If you never get to that point and you watch the entire trailer going, "What the hell is this? This isn't interesting," then this movie is not for you. I will say that the trailer gives away... It doesn't give away the story necessarily, but it gives away enough of the things that you want to find out while you're watching the movie. The what's next of the movie is sort of in the trailer. So in that regards, I would say, try and steer... Trailers in general, sometimes you got to steer clear of them. They give away too much information. They only show the good parts, etc., etc. And As the God's Will does show some of the really, really the best parts. I think there is a teaser trailer out there that just has the Daruda-sama thing going on, the head on, blowing up people's heads. And I think that one would be safe to watch. That's what kind of got me really wanting to see this movie. And probably one of the reasons why I didn't like it as much, because that was awesome and the rest of the film was kind of meh, at least for me. Other people liked other aspects of it. So, everybody's different. But yeah, if I was to rate it, honestly, for me, it was probably about a 2.5 out of 5. The skills there, it is what it is. It's crazy. It's bonkers type Japanese cinema from Takashi Miike. So you kind of have to let some things go and allow for them and don't sort of go against them. But I'm sure some people would be like, what, this is a 5 or a 4, and some people would be like, whoa, 1 at the most, because that was stupid, right? Everybody's different. Everybody likes different things. So yeah, like I said, start the trailer, and as soon as you decide this is not for me or this is for me, stop it and go watch the film. That's the best I can do for you, because there's no real explaining this kind of stuff. It's bizarre, it's weird, you either dig it or you don't. Yeah, so there you go. As the God's Will, or Kami-sama no Iutori from Takashi Miike from the Toronto After Dark Film Festival. Yeah, there isn't much else I can say about it. So, thanks for watching. Till next video, take care. Have a good one.